So I've talked about Dave McCormick before. He's the Republican running against sitting Senator Bob Casey in the essential swing state of Pennsylvania. A man who, like many other Republican Senate candidates this election, is a super rich carpetbagger who actually lives in a different state than he's running for. In this case, Connecticut. This is a man whose wife, Dina Powell, a huge Republican operative and close friend to the Trump family, told him to quit his job as CEO of Bridgewater because we can only assume they believed their family would be better off if he was a senator. Now, McCormick lost his first election in the primaries to Dr. Oz, but he's back again this time, running to be a guaranteed yes vote for the richest and most compromised in America. And I say that because this is a guy who's clearly not in it for other people. After all, this is a man with 6 daughters who said that rolling back women's rights was a huge victory. Dave's entire campaign is based on his business acumen. He is supposed to be this great leader. Except, according to a new book, The Fund, by New York Times finance reporter Rob Copeland, Dave McCormick's years as CEO of Bridgewater came with some pretty sketchy decision-making that, yes, benefited the company and his own bottom line, but made it quite clear that he couldn't care less about who got hurt in the process. When McCormick was CEO, he overlooked the human rights violations of countries like China and Saudi Arabia to put company profits first. Even when his own employees suggested that what he was doing was quite risky and even unethical, McCormick felt it was more important to keep the money rolling in. There are corroborated stories of him putting pressure on former employees to remain silent about unwanted sexual advances or inappropriate situations that they had experienced at the company while he was in charge. One junior female employee was given a settlement to leave Bridgewater after she had been harassed by an older male employee. But before she left, McCormick took the time to threaten her, saying if she ever broke her NDA, she would be in litigation for the rest of her life. When he was CEO at Bridgewater, McCormick threatened another female employee to stay silent about sexual misconduct by another executive. When the press started asking questions, McCormick set up a meeting with her to warn her that they expected her to be a supportive public presence for the firm. This is a man who strong-armed his employees into coming to corporate retreats that made them uncomfortable because there was heavy drinking and public sex, but they had to be team players or risk demotion. Look, I think we can all understand that the corporate world can be crazy. You answer to your shareholders, the bottom line is everything, but working in our government is different. You can't just check your morals at the door when you represent the American people, and it is very clear that Dave McCormick is willing to do just that. This man is not taking a $1 million pay cut for his health. He's taking it for power, and because he and Dina think he will make it back some way or another. I don't know, by, voting for tax cuts for the ultra-rich. So come on. These are not the kind of people we need in government. We need people like Bob Casey, a representative who is in it for us, who is who he says he is and lives where he says he does, and, doesn't threaten women who are already victims. So listen, as this information comes out, there's an article you can read about it right now in USA Today. For goodness sakes, send some money to Bob Casey. As always, I've put a link here and in my bio to make it easy for you. And if you're in Pennsylvania, know you can have a representative looking out for you, or one who will get elected and never give you a second thought. From his home in Connecticut. This shouldn't even be a question. Bob Casey for Senate.